Hi, I'm Macy from the Class 5C at Cologne International School. For my exhibition about the theme, Sharing the Planet, I chose the topic, bees. My central idea is bees are essential to support life on Earth and they are affected by our actions. Today, joining me will be my little friend Betty the bee. She will tell you more about my lines of inquiry and a bee's life from her perspective.
Hi, I'm Betty the Bee. I am helping Macy explain her research. I will be talking about 3 different things: why I am important, how humans affect me, and how you can protect me. Macy also had help from 4 experts: a scientist on bee pollinator decline, a local beekeeper in Wittersdorf, and a global marketing manager for BASF, and lastly, a wild bee caretaker. So let's get right into it. Do you know why bees are so important? In a survey that Macy conducted, almost everyone knew that I am the biggest pollinator on Earth. Without me, humans and animals would suffer major food loss. Honeybees are responsible for 80% of all pollination. In real terms, that means 1 out of 3 meals you eat is thanks to me. We are so important to the food chain and ecosystem stability that Dr. L said that our diet would be very limited without the fruits and seeds that rely on insect pollination. And other animals would suffer because they would lack food too. She said that a diverse natural ecosystem that support clean air and water are based on a diverse community of plants. 88% of them cannot reproduce without pollinators. So in summary, I help support a healthy life on Earth due to my pollinating skills. I also do some other pretty cool stuff, like make yummy honey, which is used in cosmetics and health products, and is a healthier sweetener than sugar. My beeswax is used in many different things, like candles, body butter, itch medicine, mustache wax, book binding, thread, drawer and window lubrication, lotion, lip balm, and massage bars. Some scientists also use me as an indicator of climate change because of my very good senses. If something is out of place, I will notice and act a little bit differently. Now that you know why I am so important, let me tell you how your behavior is affecting me. Sadly, me and my kind, we're not doing so well. We are suffering from something called colony collapse disorder, also known as CCD. CCD is affecting bees all over the world. Between October 2018 and April 2019, 38% of the managed honeybee population, that is colonies kept by commercial beekeepers, declined, and they declined faster than the year before. Here are some triggers of CCD. Industrial agricultural methods impact bees through monoculture farming, the use of pesticides, habitat loss, and global transportation of commercial bees. Let me explain what this means. Monoculture farming is planting only one type of food, like almonds, which creates malnutrition and weakness in bees over time. Imagine eating only one thing, like corn, for 5 weeks, which is your whole life as a bee. Like humans, bees need lots of different foods to stay strong and healthy. Monoculture is harming our health. Here is an example of good farming.
There is a wooded area in the back, and that is where wild bees live and build their homes. Then there are some fruit trees, wildflowers, and some blueberry bushes. There are many different foods that are close to the wild bees' home, perfect for them. Plus, it's an organic farm which only responsibly uses pesticides.
That brings me to my next topic. Industrial farming uses pesticides to control harmful insects, Macy learned in her interview with Mr. Neumann from BASF. They are meant for harmful bugs like aphids and whiteflies that destroy crops, but it's hard to only hurt those bugs and not me. Mr. Neumann said, "You have to keep in mind that bees are not so different from the harmful insects." How pesticides are dangerous to me. I would land on a plant and then get covered in them. That makes me confused, and I can have a hard time finding my way back to the hive. If I do make it back to the hive, I take the poison back where it spreads around into the larvae, and bees are born already sick, which weakens them for the start. Sick worker bees have an even harder time finding their way back to the hive, and if they do, the poison keeps building up in the hive. This becomes a deadly cycle. That's why Mr. Neumann commented, "You need to use pesticides responsibly, and you need to follow the directions." Another factor in CCD is habitat loss. Industrial farmers cut down forests and destroy where wild honeybees live and find food. As I said before, these are mainly because of single crops, using a big amount of insecticides. A third major factor in colony collapse disorder is the transport of honeybees for commercial pollination. This is very poorly regulated. The moving of bees can cause the spreading of viruses, diseases, and parasites. For example, in the early 1990s, scientists discovered a unicellular parasite in Asian honeybees. It has since spread to Europe and the US, causing shorter lifespans and colony collapse. And we are still affected by the pesticides, so that makes us even weaker. Besides industrial agricultural methods, climate change can affect bees as well. Temperatures rise, flowers bloom earlier in the spring, and even a small mismatch of 3 to 6 days could negatively affect bees' health, making them less likely to reproduce and less resistant to parasites and viruses. A recent study found that lower temperatures were associated to fewer parasites, so it is reasonable to assume that higher temperatures result in more bees infected. Finally, let's move on what you can do to help me and my friends survive. Don't kill bees because you are scared. Mr. Koch suggests you can slowly push them away because we do not like fast movements. You can plant a garden that bees love with flowers like peonies, sunflowers, raspberry trees, cherries, oregano, lavender, zucchini, or peaches. Make a bee lawn. A bee lawn is a lawn that you purposefully don't mow and let wildflowers grow on. You should not use pesticides in your own garden. Support your local beekeepers like Mr. Koch by buying their honey. Adopt a beehive like Macy did from these beekeepers in the Eifel. Buy or build a bee hotel. Start your own hive. Learn to be a beekeeper. Protect swarms by contacting local beekeepers to help. Take action by asking your government to not allow harmful pesticides to be used in farming or parks. Spread awareness about the problems that bees are facing. And that's all that I have to share with you today. And now, let's go back to Macy.
Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you have all learned something about the issues surrounding bees. I know that I have. I believe that everyone can make a positive change for bees. I hope you realize that you can help and that we depend on bees for our health and that we need them to survive. Once again, thank you to everyone who helped me for this project, especially my mentor, Ms. Stamm, all of the experts that I interviewed for this project, my teachers, and my parents who have had a lot of patience with me. Thanks so much for watching.